Let's just dive right in because what we're about to talk about, it could completely change the way you deal with information forever. We're going to look at how you can take dense, complicated research and turn it into your own personal superpower. So, quick question for you. Are you still reading through long documents like it's 2015? You know the drill. You're highlighting random stuff, hoping you're catching all the important bits. We've all been there, but it is definitely time for an upgrade. And this picture just says it all, doesn't it? This is the problem. You spend hours slogging through page after page, and what do you get? A bunch of yellow highlights with no real structure. And worse, you probably missed the most important debates, the little nuances buried deep in the text. It's slow, it's messy, and let's be honest, it's just frustrating. Okay, but imagine this for a second. What if you could take that whole painful process and just shrink it? I'm not talking about saving a few minutes here and there. I'm talking about going from a 50-page document to a full, structured analysis in the time it takes to grab a coffee. Yeah, it sounds like science fiction, but it's really not. Now, you might be thinking this is all about some fancy new AI tool, and yeah, the tool is definitely part of it, but the real secret, the thing that actually unlocks the superpower is all in the method. It's about how you use the tool. So here it is. The secret sauce is combining a tool like Google's NotebookLM with a very specific, structured prompt. When you do that, you're not just asking the AI a simple question anymore. Oh no, you're basically giving it a detailed mission. You're turning it into your own world-class research assistant. Which brings us to the recipe for all this magic. It's called the Mega Prompt Formula. And you can think of it as your blueprint for getting exactly the insights you need every single time. So let's break down how this thing actually works. So what on earth is a mega prompt? Well, it's definitely not your average one-line question. It's a detailed, multi-part command that tells the AI exactly what to do. You're telling it what to look for, how to think about it, and this is key, exactly how you want the final answer to be structured. It pretty much takes all the guesswork out of the equation. And the formula itself is just super logical. First, you state your main goal. Simple enough. Then you define the key things you want it to explore and the core questions that absolutely must be answered. You ask for a quick overview, but then, and this is so important, you demand a deep analysis, complete with evidence and data. And for the final step, you tell it to scrutinize everything, to find key sources and even point out where they conflict. Every step builds on the last, creating this incredibly thorough brief. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but does it actually work in the real world? Well, let's see what happens when we really put this thing to the test with a seriously tough document. The challenge? 50 pages. 50 pages of a dense, complex academic paper about autonomous AI agents. You know, the kind of reading that would normally block out your entire afternoon just to get through it and make some sense of it all. And the result? Just 2 minutes. That is insane. It took just 2 minutes for NotebookLM using that mega prompt to process all 50 pages and spit out a complete, structured, and genuinely useful analysis. The jump in efficiency is it's staggering. But here's the thing, it's not just about being fast. Yeah, 2 minutes is wild, but the real power is in the quality of what you get back. It's like having that brilliant research assistant who can read and connect ideas at a speed that no human possibly could. And just look at the level of detail we're talking about here. The AI didn't just give a summary. It found 3 important debates that the person reading it had totally missed. It even flagged 2 sources inside the paper that contradicted each other. I mean, how hard is that to spot manually? And on top of all that, it even gave confidence levels for its own analysis. This is way, way beyond a simple summary. So, when you put this all together, what does it really mean for how we do research or how we learn? It really boils down to a pretty clear choice between the old way and this new, super-powered way. I mean, the difference is just night and day, right? You're going from hours of reading to getting clarity in minutes, from a mess of random highlights to a perfectly structured analysis. Instead of missing things, you're uncovering hidden debates. It's the difference between being overloaded with information and having real, actionable knowledge. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. This whole thing isn't just about reading faster, it's about learning on a whole new level. So the question to ask yourself is this: if you had this ability, if you could understand pretty much any document, any report, any book in just minutes, what would you learn next? The possibilities are just about endless.